right, there are going to be a lot of Trump babies. I think that's probably a good thing. But it turns out the fundamental creative force in society is about making babies. It's about creating. And this country, the one that President Trump is leading so beautifully, has been a country of abundance, not scarcity. To have abundance, you have to address the fact that we had 3.6 million babies last year, which is beautiful. 3.6 million miracles. That's
You're
half
welcome.
a million less babies than we would ideally have had, even to replace our current population.
There it is. Hazel Rose, Trump baby.
That's Dr. Oz.
Dr. Oz.
Oh my gosh.
Good morning, Pineapples.
Wow.
Looking very good and very nice.
It's weird to see him with gray hair.
Best theme song ever, Frickety. Yes. Oh man, we got St. Louis SeaWorld girl already.
Oh, hi.
She's
You
here-
woke up early with us.
I know what she wants to talk about. She wants to talk about the drama.
There's drama.
Oh, there's drama in Missouri. There's drama all over the country.
I stay away from it. You know, I'm just in my little happy bubble here.
Sometimes Steffi's face that she makes when I'm telling her the stories, it's like such a look of disgust. You know what I'm talking about? Where it's like, she can't believe people behaving in such a way. Because we got a life. We got a Trump baby, don't we?
Yeah.
We got a Trump
exactly.
baby.
I really do think a baby boom happened post-COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's because of Trump. I really don't think so. I think it's because of post-COVID. Because I knew people during COVID who definitely did not want to have a baby because they were scared of being in the hospital alone and their child getting COVID and all that. So now that we're all free and clear, everyone's procreating.
You know what Siggy's mom said in the chat? She said, I love the Pineapple theme song so much. I made a ringtone out of it. That's
Oh my
freaking
goodness.
hilarious.
Wow,
well,
that's crazy. You need to like record your phone and show us what
Okay.
that's like.
Well, Siggy's mom, if you make a Rumble Rant donation today of even $1, remember, you will be entered for a chance to win a Pineapple Before Party shirt from the shop. Because we are going to be gifting a prize today for the winner of our bonus content game. And everybody who donates to the show or goes to the shop and makes a purchase will not only help to unlock the first phase of the bonus content, which is our 5-minute mini documentary, but if no matter what, we're going to be playing the game today. So if you want to have a chance to win a cool product from our shop, make a Rumble Rant donation during the live show or make a purchase at the shop. It goes to help unlock the bonus content, and every person gets an entry to play. We'll explain it a little bit more detail later. Yes. Trump babies also later. This is kind of the a la carte of Liberty show. There's no set menu. Like I set up the show as a set menu, but I probably should like change how I describe the video. Because on Freedom Family Friday, we like to play around. We like to goof around. We like to be.
Yeah.
We like to talk about whatever we want.
I'm not a serious political pundit.
It's not it's my wife. I share with you the softer side of Liberty. The softer, come see the softer side of Liberty.
There's a lot to talk about. You know, I feel like online people are just very laser focused on, you know, the issues of the day and politics. And it's like, you know what? No, there's more going on in this world. Let's talk about it.
Yes. Looks like they're already headed towards the unlock, and Brad Beckman's on it. He's going to be feeding them.
Quest also donated as well.
Brad's keeping track of all of that.
Yep.
I just keep piling responsibilities on top of his head. We are hiring, by the way.
But until we're hiring, I am responsible for more things.
Yeah, and I do, and when nobody's around, I do absolutely everything. So we're working our butts off over here at the For Liberty Network.
Can I make a comment about that woman in the blue suit?
Say it.
Her ovaries are literally pulsating right now.
Oh my
As
God.
Dr. Oz is saying what he's saying, I can tell that I don't know if she's in a relationship, but you can tell like she's just like, I want to.
Oh my God.
I want to procreate.
Stephanie,
you know?
can you please with the Trump baby talk?
You can just tell that lady in the background there, she's itching.
Stop.
Yes.
Or go continue.
Yes.
Hey, it's my family. It's my wife, and soon my brother Justin will be on the show today.
Yeah. He had a 1-week break because he was visiting family here.
Yeah, we were having a great
That's
time
right.
at Oktoberfest.
That's right.
People were really enjoying the picture of Hazel and me where we were sitting down. I was in my my German outfit.
Oh,
and
that was
in
such a
hers.
beautiful photo. And your
Yeah.
dad took it.
I know. He did a great job.
That's amazing.
It was-
Because usually when you have like an older person take a photo, their finger is like, you know, in the view area and, you know, and it's
You're
all like fuzzy.
please, just try and watch your fingers. They're always, they're usually their hands like greasy from like a chicken wing. You know,
The White House actually, The White House actually posted a photo with somebody's finger in it. Did you see that? Because they said since they're shut down,
Yes.
their photographer person's
Oh,
gone.
yes.
Yeah, so
Dude,
now they're posting photos with fingers in them.
They're so funny. They're so funny. I'm glad. In times like this, we need a little humor. I'm not going to lie.
No, for sure.
You need people like Greg Gutfeld.
King's thing, because if its very existence proves that it's not necessary. You know, if this was a king-led country, you wouldn't be able to have your no kings protests. I mean, who are you protesting? Spain? Denmark? Cambodia, Dana? They have a king. You look at Kathy Griffin and you wonder, how can they not see what this Saturday
He's so sharp. I love Greg Gutfeld. He is so sharp.
He's got a nice shirt on. He's got a Frenchie on his shirt.
I know. We're a Frenchie family
That's
over
funny.
here. Heck yeah, man. If you don't like Frenchies, you can. All right. So welcome to Freedom Family Friday. It's me. It's Steffi. It's my brother, Justin. It's my mother-in-law, Verna. Hello, Verna.
She may not hear us. I think she's getting ready for the day. She has the baby monitor this morning. I have a little bit of a break.
I'm about to get on a plane tomorrow and go to Colorado, give a speech.
Yes.
Getting back on the road, I guess.
That's
on
right.
the road again.
That's right.
Just can't wait to get on the road
living
again.
the superstar lifestyle.
I'm living like a star. You can't stop my shine. I'm solo. I'm flying solo. Please don't shoot me in the throat.
Oh, my God.
That's scary stuff, man. You put yourself
Yeah.
up there. You know, it takes courage. I'm scared, but I'm going anyway because that's what it means to
Maybe
be.
just like wear like a neck brace. Just do
Or
that.
wear the non-existent flak jacket that everybody was like, oh, it skipped off his flak jacket. That's why you can't believe anything right away that you hear. Like, it just is so impossible to get good information today, and it's because we're flooded with bad information, you know? So, which means that you either got to become a super detective and you've got to be an adult learner that can actually learn, and then you can actually find out what's good information, what's fact from bullshit. And that's the thing that we kind of pride ourselves on, and it makes us no friends. To tell the truth, Camellia, this is the drama, because Camellia and I were having this conversation yesterday about these leaks, and they've caused a bunch of problems in the GOP here in Missouri.
Oh,
and
yes.
people are fighting with each other.
I had some opinions on that.
Well, you know, there's the Christian nationalist former representative from Kansas City, Chris Lonsdale. There's the Jewish Adam Schwadron, ran for Secretary of State last time.
Oh, yeah, he's a nice guy.
Yeah, good guy.
He
But
was
there-
in this chat.
He's Jewish.
Was he in the chat?
No, he wasn't in the
Oh,
chat,
okay.
but he was fighting with the other Missouri Politico
Yeah.
over this. One's a Christian, one's a Jew. So you can tell, you know what side that they're going to be on in this situation.
Sure.
So it's a very
Well, not always.
Well,
we
not
know
always.
some Jewish people in this world that
No,
are
no.
not very pro-Jewish.
No, you're right. It's
Yeah.
well, here's the thing. There's as many opinions as there are people.
Yeah.
Right. But when you're speaking in generalities or groups, you're talking about large groups. You know, there are going to be variations within that group, obviously. But you can be assured that there's at the Colorado convention this weekend, there's going to be some freaks. It's a libertarian party. It's a freak show. I'm just kidding, guys. It's
when
a
I
joke.
think libertarian, I think Colorado, to be quite honest. They were like the very first people to have marijuana go legal.
1971, the Libertarian Party was founded in Colorado by David Nolan and a team of radical revolutionaries, and it was formed with a NAP pledge, the non-aggression pledge, that has been misconstrued, beaten, bullied, like batted around for ever since its founding. It went on to an epic losing streak of nearly every major election for sure. And most minor elections. And I go back this weekend, not as a member of the Libertarian Party, formerly a member, but someone who was a part of its history. I spent a decade there at the Libertarian Party. I turned into a dusty old office in the Watergate Hotel where the Nixon stuff went down, and turned it into a huge, thriving, bustling office full of young people and energy. And then, after I ran for president, I got the message that people who believed, as I was, like a libertarian nationalist sort of view, that the party had just basically been overrun by anarchists and opportunists who just want to be a part of a political campaign, like the Gary Johnson's people to a large extent.
Yeah, you're right about the anarchists, though.
Yeah, they run the show, and there's no other opinions that are allowed. It becomes like a priesthood, and everybody's really proud of their little shit kingdom that they build up, and they don't want anybody else to have any power. Ironically, they play a lot of the same power games that you get at the major parties,
Oh, yeah.
but without any of the benefit of actually winning elections. So it's kind of
Oh, yeah. There's lots of drama.
And they're fickle friends. They're fickle friends, I'll tell you, especially the anarchists.
Yeah.
They're not good friends to have in a firefight. And politics is a firefight. And, they bring rubber duckies to the assault rifle fight. Assault rifle as in select fire, by the way. There is such a thing as an assault rifle. I don't want to hear it from the gun freaks out there. I know that they're assault rifles. Assault rifle. If I'd said assault weapon, you could have gotten me. Go ahead, Steffi.
Oh, I mean, I was only a member of the LP for 1 year in Michigan, and I left because they were dissing me, calling me a traitor because I supported you and I supported Justin Amash.
Yeah, seriously.
And it was the anarchists telling me I was a traitor. Well, you're a traitor. You're not a libertarian. You're an anarchist. So what are you doing?
You betrayed them by having sex, Stephanie. That's what it was. Is that you betrayed them by not
Well, I
being
wasn't going to say that most of them are on the spectrum. They are. So imagine having someone on the spectrum like telling you how things should be.
I really hate that so effing much.
Yeah.
Because you know what? It was like, I remember being in those crowds where it's like people are so irrational that you're like it was kind of like we were having a conversation with a buddy of ours who's kind of like that a little bit. And we were talking about how like the desire to live outside the box had placed them in a box.
Yeah.
And this is a really important concept because you are a prisoner of your own mind. Most of us are prisoners of our own minds.
Oh, 100%.
And it's so ironic because it's someone who comes with the message of liberty and free thought and open minds, right? And it's kind of like there's no open-mindedness here.
No.
They don't have it. There's no intellectual curiosity beyond this small group of people, and you're supposed to advance them. I understand there's going to be a cult, but I mean, does it have to be so cultish? Like, can it all, I know we have to have recruitment drives and fundraise and have a 501c3 and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, they'll wave the rainbow flag, which is the flag of inclusion. Look at all those colors. What do they all represent? LGBTQIA plus, but no.
The L stands for libertarian.
Yeah, it stands for loser. No. No, you got room for all the different homosexualities that you have, all the different kinks, plus the Palestine flag on the effing thing, which is, another layer of just...
Oh, imagine if I was in the LP right now. Everybody would be pro-Palestine. It would be terrible.
Honey,
I am so glad I'm not in the Michigan LP right now because I know at least one of those guys in there is... definitely not pro-Israel.
Half of the people would be saying that since you voted for Trump, that you are responsible when he puts you in a concentration camp, and the other half would put you there because you are Jewish.
Oh, for sure.
The people who the Walter Block hating caucus of the Libertarian Party. There's just I think it's at an inflection. I talked to Bryce Lipscomb the other day. We did a Spaces, and I kind of previewed the speech. But we were just talking about the Libertarian Party. I said it's probably dead soon. There's in so much debt. They had to sell all of their office buildings. They had to sell all their holdings. They're down. They're in the hole. They owe money. There's a huge lawsuit over it. What are you fighting over at that point? It's like, how many lives need to be destroyed by an institution, right? And you might be shocked to hear that I will be speaking at that institution, and they are my gracious hosts. And of course, I will. Honor them by giving them the full inside truth of after all of my experience, after all these years looking back, what have I learned? Learn from my mistakes. Like I'll talk about, my failures and what they point at that and say, because you learn a lot more from your failures than you ever do your successes. But I've had great successes along the way. And you talk about normie libertarianism, Stephanie. They're worried. You come on, you're wearing a suit, you look like a typical politician, you're trying to do the right thing. You might believe mostly in principles, but it's the charisma that they don't like, Stephanie.
Oh, no.
They're turned off by it.
Yes.
You know how like you go into a room of normal people, and if you're a charismatic individual with social skills, you own that room. But if you walk into a room of anarchists flying Palestine trans flags, the dyed red, deep red, blood red hair, and is there... is like I would just look like they just came from an Antifa meeting, and you're gonna say, hey, how are you? Charisma. They look at it as like that's the scent of the enemy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're showered.
Absolutely. Yeah.
There's a problem.
They have terrible social anxiety, and they hate anybody who is super confident because they really hate themselves.
Justin wants to play the game today. He's in the chat.
Justin J. Petersen.
Peters JJ77.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Drew Van Runkle says we're all living in a concentration camp called the state. True. Fact check.
Yeah, you have been called a statist many a time.
I am. In the strictest definition of the word. If you believe in a government, if you believe in the Constitution of the United States, if you believe in the written law, if you believe in the certain positive rights, such as the right to a jury of your peers, then I call me a statist. That's fine.
Ron Paul is a statist because he's always ingrained in my head. States' rights, states' rights.
You can't invoke his name. Ron Paul, unfortunately, nowadays, like, introduces a psychosis almost to the level of like the Israel derangement syndrome that goes through the libertarian movement these days, which is really terrible because we had a lot of wonderful, positive solidarity during the Paul years, but it really got squandered by a lot of people, I think, who got close to him and squandered his legacy in some ways because Ron was so different from so many of the people who surrounded him. And now, dark forces surround Ron Paul, sadly. And I think, take advantage of his legacy, and that's been happening for a long time. But the problem with the Ron Paul thing is that everybody has such strong feelings for, against, or mild, or whatever, that it's difficult to have a good conversation with people about it. Mostly, who I really like and admire is Eric Brakey.
Oh, yeah.
He's the head of the Free State Project, and he's just got a really healthy spirit and open mind. Always really enjoyed speaking with him, and now he heads, and I will be talking about the Free State Project. Just give you a preview of my speech for Saturday. I will be mentioning the Free State Project in the context of 10 ways that libertarians can save Western civilization with this one weird trick. Now, I haven't revealed what the trick is yet.
Oh.
I've given lots of previews to the speech. I've given little discussions. But the Free State Project plays into one of my ways that we can save Western civilization. So,
wow, you're gonna make an AK-47 appear from a hat. That'll be your trick.
That's at the end of the show if somebody wins the AK-47 keychain.
Oh my goodness, a libertarian magic show. Imagine that.
We're already just goofing off. It's 7:25, but it doesn't matter. Click the like button, and if today's your first time watching the Wake Up America show, click the follow button as well. We'd love to have you be a regular guest on the Wake Up America show, so if you click the follow button underneath Rumble, that'll give you a notification whenever we go live, and that's 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 7 to 9 a.m. Central Time. My show streams live. I'm a part of a network of shows. We're the new kids on the block, and we call ourselves the For Liberty Network. I run this show like an old school talk radio show with a soundboard. It's the kind of thing that, we take a little getting used to. You might watch typical political news shows and think, oh, well, I'm watching a man in a suit and it's serious news. But we like to say that we have silly shirts, but serious news here on the show. But we like to have fun. We also like to laugh. And we have a sense of humor. My wife is beautiful. She's smoking hot. She's funny. She's silly. We've got a beautiful little daughter.
She's funny. She's silly.
I have a giant from the north brother. My brother, Justin Petersen, will be on the show today. And if you haven't met him yet, you're going to love him.
Yeah. Somebody, Relaxium McGreen, said, Steffi Pete, that was good. I'm wondering what they were referring to.
I know.
I must have made a joke.
Joni Rankin says, my Jewish husband used to say, the one thing you'll never hear a Jew saying in a restaurant, I got this.
Oh, I say it all the time. I'm such a giver.
Steffi is.
I'm very different.
You guys, you got to get you one of those reverse Jews. You know what I'm saying? You got to get you a Steffi because she's like this. She's the most generous. She's a very generous Jewish girl.
The only reason why I say I got this is because I have a coupon or a gift card, right? So I'm like, I got this, and then I slam down the coupon for $5 off.
My experience with the Jewish community has been so overwhelmingly positive because obviously marrying you, but also. The Solomon brothers, I mention them every once in a while. These two Jewish brothers that I worked for in New York City, they were tough They were tough bastards. These guys were tough Jews, man. But they celebrated the Shabbos, and they were not going to be there for sundown. They were going to get to their home and do their rituals. But they were always very generous with me. They were fair. They were tough as nails. And I had a Jewish boss at Fox. He was insanely tough, but fair. And and that's all I've ever wanted in my life. I don't mind if somebody's tough on me. I don't mind getting cut down. I got a thick skin, but I prefer if I have to deal with somebody that they're tough, but they're fair. If they're unfair, then I don't respect them. If they're unfair and they're conniving, right, which anybody can be. But, I grew up on a farm in Missouri, but there's no Jews. There's no Jews out in Decatur. So I never knew any Jews until I moved to New York City.
Wow.
And I had great experiences with bosses, and I had lots of friends who were Jews. So, I don't get the animosity that some libertarians have towards Jews. But I think part of it has to do with the Free Palestine shit. But also a lot of it just has to do with, perhaps ignorance. I'm not sure. It could just be that, they have...
A lot of libertarians are atheists. So that's the funny thing.
Isn't that funny too? Well, yeah, there are. And there's a lot of atheists that hate Jews.
Yeah.
Which is another weird thing. But that's the communists, a lot of them, which is ironic because the Nazis always love to point at the Jews as the people who created communism, which is true. The Jewish intellectuals.
Karl Marx,
right?
Was he Jewish?
Yes. And so the progenitors of the Bolsheviks, of the Soviets of Russia, largely Jewish. And so they saw it as a Jewish purge. And of course, at the time during World War II, Hitler, of course, deeply anti-Semitic, the whole point, right? A lot of people who were Western civilization saw Germany as a part of Western civilization against Eastern powers. So in the United States today, you have people who are followers of, say, Pat Buchanan, and he believes that we should not have fought the Nazis. We should have fought with the Nazis against Stalin, right? Because of the anti-communist aspect. Well, but you're pro-fascist. But then they'll say, but didn't you and Stalin work together at the end of the war? Yeah, for an existential threat for our lives. And then we immediately went to, we had a Cold War with them immediately because, I understand. But I think there's a lot of presentism in the libertarian movement that we have to deal with. It's like Thomas Jefferson had slaves. George Washington clipped the toes off of slaves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been
used them for his teeth.
Yeah, I've been debating this with some of my left libertarian friends that I have, the few that will still talk to me because of my support for Trump. And we were talking about this in the context of a discussion around, I think, transgender issues. But it's amazing to me that they don't sort of see the value of Trump in so many of these issues where America is really winning out, getting these hostages back, right? But that's
huge. I'm really going to be interested to see how much Jews start liking Trump now that he got the hostages back.
Well, and this is the criticism of Jews is that they vote Democrat and that they vote for these, and the Democrat base is largely anti-Semitic now.
I know you've taught me that the roots of the Democrat Party, they were the KKK.
Yes, absolutely, they were.
They were not tolerant. They're anti-tolerant.
No, Woodrow Wilson, who was a Democrat president, one of the worst presidents we ever had.
World War I, right?
He screened the KKK movie at the White House.
Oh my goodness.
That's how racist he was. Yeah. You can go back and find quotes of him. And everybody was racist pretty much at that time.
Well, for sure. Yeah. It was part of the time.
It was 1919. Woodrow Wilson goes, somebody asks him, they're like, what do you think about the black people who like you and who are voting for you? And he's like, well, if they voted for me, they better correct it. They better go back and correct it. He was, and it could have just been, don't jump down my throat, libertarians. It could have just been that he said stuff like that because he was like a conniving politician. He was a professor, and he probably spoke like that and did that stuff for the Ku Klux Klan because he just wanted to win. He was craven. He wanted power.
Well, we know that Calvin Coolidge did that, right?
Yes, Calvin Coolidge did.
Yeah,
yes.
You have to be friends with people who are not exactly your friends in order to win.
It's true. It is true.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, and we're having this conversation in the Republican Party right now. All of this stuff with the Politico news leak drops is a perfect example of that because Matt Walsh from the Daily Wire is they're trying to the Groypers are trying to drive a wedge between Ben Shapiro and Matt Walsh.
Oh, I see.
Primarily for theological reasons. But
Matt Walsh was very Christian and Ben is very Jewish.
Correct.
Yes.
And so now they just had a recent little four people debate about it. It was I think it was just yesterday.
Oh.
And I'll see if I can pull it up and play some of it because apparently it's being deceptively edited by the Groypers to make it appear as if Ben is like chastising Matt Walsh, and Matt Walsh corrected it. I'll just go to his.
Oh man!
I'm just going to go.
Well, I
to
know
his
Matt Walsh has
timeline.
been in the news because of that whole group chat thing.
Well, he's in the news not because of the group chat thing, but because he thinks that focusing on the group chat is a bad idea, and that Republicans shouldn't be fighting to their right. They shouldn't be posting. It's no enemies to the right is what they're calling this.
Yeah. Can I just say something about the group chat?
Yeah, go ahead.
See, the libertarian side of me wants to say freedom of speech and that group chats are private.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I'm sure a lot of you, what you say in private is not something you would want to be seen publicly.
Oh, everybody.
I'm sure a lot of you have used racial slurs and you've made funny, jokes about people of different races, ethnicities. So these people in the group chat, I know they're calling them kids and people are like, they're not kids. Well, in this society, I feel like we all seem to be kid-like later and later in life because that's just how our generation is. Like I still feel like a kid in my later 30s because like our parents are still very much seeing us as kids. Whereas back in the day, when you were like 18 years old, back in the 1970s, you moved out of your house, you had a family, you were an adult. But I feel like nowadays we're made to feel like kids because we're living at home longer. And we just, I guess, have different expectations about ourselves than people had a long time ago. So I could see where people are saying, these are just kids. Because when you're in your 30s, tell me people in the chat who are in your 30s, don't you feel like a kid? Because I do.
Yes and no. I mean, just when I start to like feel kind of young, my body reminds me by going, oh.
Right, but in your brain, you still feel like a kid because when your dad talks to you, he still talks to you kind of like a kid sometimes. Like, here, make sure you do this. Don't forget. Did you get there okay? Right? Our parents, they still care about us like we're children.
Yes.
And so it's like I think that's where the mindset. We feel like kids. Yeah, when we're talking to each other.
I mean, to an extent, you're right.
Yeah.
To an extent, you're right. I think that there. I definitely. I don't know how to explain like cognizance of your or cognition of your adulthood is something that you probably have to develop because I feel as if most people don't. I feel like most people stay kids.
Oh yeah.
And I think that I'm not saying it's the majority, but it might be a slight majority. I think a slight majority of people never really grow up.
Of course, yes.
And I don't know if that's a good thing. I do think that playfulness, obviously, look at us. I mean, look at that freaking, there's a stinking pineapple on the table. Does everybody see that?
Man, I have an atomic bomb pillow.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. I mean, if you went into this office, you'd be like, wow, these people are kind of kid-like. They have children's books on their table. And they've got little toys.
They have murderous wolves with bloody teeth being stabbed with 3 bayonets in Russian Soviet poster that says, kill the wolf.
And we've been known to make jokes about people from other places.
It's true.
Yeah.
Dark humor. We like dark humor, which is why when you think about the text messages, this political leak, it's like, yeah, who wouldn't hate having your text messages spread out to the world? But there are some important caveats. Yeah. You have to give it that these aren't just people in your community. These aren't silly children of your community who never grew up.
Right.
These are people who have expressed a desire for taking power and for having that power in governance above us, which is our leaders and our representatives. There's different standards for the Navy SEALs than there are for the frontline private, in the U.S. Army, back row Rangers.
Sure.
But, and you understand those differences. It should be the same for a government official. I think there's nothing wrong with having standards for government officials. And certain standards for government officials, I think it's wise because on just the basic security, just from a completely benign, secular, agnostic view of the whole thing, not I hate Gavin Wax or anything like that, just a completely... Operational security. If you work for a government office or an agency, you may be tasked with keeping secrets. Okay? If you can't keep your own secrets and you can't behave in such a way so as to not be found, if you're found out by our own people, you don't think that our enemies are going in there full time trying to find out how we're doing, and then they take that information and they use it against us?
Well, they were using a private chat service.
There's no such thing. How stupid can you be? Here's what I have to say. Ultimately, they are to blame for what they've said themselves.
Sure.
In channels, you say, here's the thing. They say private. I'm telling you public. If you type something on a terminal and it is connected to the internet, you may as well expect that it is going to be public. And it will
course.
be. Everything you've ever done, every dirty deed anyone has ever done
Yeah.
on the internet
Yeah.
still exists somewhere, somehow.
Absolutely.
But before we
But
move-
I still think it's freedom of speech, and a lot of these people in our past who, when we didn't have internet, I'm sure they said much worse things than these people did, and we'll never know because they were never found out.
Yeah.
So it's like, as long as you practice good things in the public eye and you do good things, I don't care what you do in your bedroom or with your friends.
I do. It's sin against God and man. I demand to have the government.
that's where
the
I'm like-
government. So you don't believe in sodomy laws? What's wrong with you? You want to let people sodomize each other?
Yeah. Yeah. Just don't hurt animals or children, or be with somebody against their will.
We are
obviously.
libertarians. Welcome to the Wake Up America show.
So that's why I'm like getting annoyed with all these people who are like, oh my gosh, they should be, banned from their jobs, all this stuff. I'm like, come on, guys. Like, this was a private chat. It's not like this was like a hot mic moment or something.
You make a good point. There are a million other counterpoints to it. We don't have time for all
So
of it.
I'm sorry. I
don't
just
want
wanted
this
to
eat the whole
put in
show.
my 2 cents
I want to
here.
talk about brain rot.
Yeah. Well, our brains are certainly not rotting.
They are not rotting,
No.
but most brains are rotting.
Yes.
But we might be rotting a few brains, but we don't want you guys to get off track. We want to make sure that we're staying on time because Justin Petersen will be here in like 23-ish minutes, and we're going to have fun with him. But I have to remind you guys, you all have been so generous. We're headed towards halfway to unlocking the bonus content today. Keep it up, guys.
Yay!
And the good news is that everybody who's already donated is eligible to win a prize from the shop today. But everybody who donated will get a prize from the shop today. And here's how it works. We're going to play Halloween trivia at the end of the show today. Everybody who's made a Rumble Rant donation, everybody who has purchased something from forlibertyshop.com is eligible this morning to win. And if you play, you will win. And you must be present to win. At the end of the show, all of a sudden our stream hops over into game show mode. We call it The Great Grift Off, Liberty Loot Live.
Wow. Cool.
We're going to give away some nice prizes, and we're going to give away a nice grand prize. I hope Siggy's mom wins. I kind of secretly rooted for her. I won't cheat, but I can't cheat. But if she wins, then maybe she can get the Pineapple Before Party t-shirt over at forlibertyshop.com. Now, I know what you're thinking. You want to get something to rep the Wake Up America show, like the Pineapple Before Party shirt. However, it is Halloween, and most people are buying their Halloween stuff way late. But we got the 15% off code just hanging out right there. Did you see it when you went to...
Goth 15.
Yeah, forlibertyshop.com. If you scroll down from the Javier Milei Afuera books, God bless Javier Milei. Good luck. We'll be following along with his election coming up in a few days. But if you go to the Halloween collection... and you see that 15% off code, just click shop now. Head on inside that collection there and grab yourself a Make America Goth Again shirt. Ladies, would you wear that? Be honest. The guys love the No Lives Matter tee. Last year it sold like crazy. This year it's selling, and we want to get it in your guys' hands, so we're giving it to you 15% off. We made it a hoodie, No Lives Matter hoodie, and we've also got some great other fun, even pineapple related shirts.
Siggy's mom
as
can
well.
get that one.
Yeah, spooky season if she wants the spooky Halloween tees. So if she wins, she's got to win, and she's got to be present to win. You can play too. Austin, how do we play Halloween trivia at the end of the game? You play it on your mobile device at home. With your mobile device, you're just going to log into a website and put in the code that we're going to text to you. And that code is going to unlock the game on your phone. And you'll just be able to see the questions on your phone and answer the questions. And whoever wins Halloween trivia is going to win a prize. We might play 2 rounds if we have time. But each round is, and that would mean that we'd have 2 grand prize winners. But everybody who plays is going to win something. How do we play? How do we get the code? Just send us a text at 573-319-1586. If you text the phone line, Brad's going to send you a code. And you'll get the login before the game is played. We'll wait for you to start. And everybody who has donated a Rumble Rant today, or you go to the shop and you make a purchase, that gives you an entry into the game at the end of the show. Is it clear? Clear as mud?
But we have to raise how much money first?
To unlock the bonus content to see our mini documentary, we have to raise $100.
Oh, but they don't have to raise anything to play the game. Everyone
Correct.
plays the game.
And we're
Okay,
going to
gotcha,
play the
gotcha.
game no matter what happens.
Okay,
But if you want to
okay.
see the mini documentary, then we have to hit $100. So
Okay.
it's a great little incentive, and that's why we call it the Great Grift Off.
Nice. That's cool. I like that.
Nice. Let's stop pretending everything's normal. The summer felt kind of weird, not in a seasonal storm way, but like the culture went on pause. There was no runaway hit song this year. What was the song of summer this year? The new song of summer?
I
No.
have no idea.
No.
I really don't listen to the radio as much anymore because
There-
I don't drive much.
There was no viral movie. There was no meme that everybody from Maine to Miami was quoting. So the absence is itself a vibe. So Business Insider calls it summer 2025's biggest vibe is the lack of actual vibes. And here's the idea. Media fragmentation, algorithmic personalization, and nostalgia recycling have starved us of shared cultural moments.
Oh my gosh.
Instead, we live in micro bubbles.
Yeah.
Add to that a meme trend that sounds like a fever dream. This is a new meme trend, Stephanie. It's called Italian brain rot.
Okay. What is
So
that?
this is AI generated hybrid videos, like animals doing things.
Oh, we know that.
Oh my
Hazel
God.
loves her Hawaii reggae cats.
She loves
They're
Hawaii reggae
AI
cats.
cats.
Yes.
With reggae music.
She watches the brain rot. Wait, that's
Oh,
the
yeah.
only thing that she watches.
Oh crap! We're getting her on it, huh?
Well, at least she's not watching Palestinian
But
pro-Palestine.
she's
Miss
dancing
Rachel.
while she's watching it, so she's at least learning how to move her body. So I
Yeah,
guess
she's dancing. Oh my
doing
God, she's
something.
dancing like crazy these days.
Oh my
It's
gosh, she's like
great.
doing a booty bounce while she's listening
Oh
to
yeah,
the reggae cats.
She started learning. She's doing the booty bounce.
She holds onto the wall to brace herself.
I know, right? We're getting jiggy with it. It's showing my age there. 6'7", says Barney Styles. 6'7". She's not old enough to get that one yet, but summer 2025, it's a lack of actual vibes. Italian brain rot or things. Like yesterday, I saw this video. I laughed so hard, and then I realized it was fake. It was a woman in Central Park, and she's getting the horse and carriage ride. I don't know if I could find it, but if I can. So she's just sitting there, and the horse just poops all over her. It just ejects.
Oh my
poop.
God.
It lands on her face, and she's like, "It's all over my face." And
Oh
then
my God.
And then it looks
Yeah.
pretty real there for
Yeah.
a second, and then and then she turned around and she's like, "It's all over my face," and you're like, "Wait a minute, that looks. I can't see her face because it's all just like brown poo." And you're like, it wouldn't have been that much. I mean, it would have been like a hot.
Oh, these things happen. The reason why I was kind of laughing when you were telling the story is because I used to work at an animal farm, a petting zoo, and this mother and child were visiting with the pigs in the pen. And literally, a pig had the largest diarrhea shoot out at the mother and child. I'm serious. This happened.
No way.
So yes. So this is real. This is real. Yeah. So even though it's AI, like animals, anyone who works on a farm, I'm sure there's a lot of you in the chat. You know that your animals poop
that's-
projectile.
That's why
things.
you see that picture right there. That's why you can't just be searching the web while you're like live. Because
Oh man, yeah. There's a lot of adult content on the internet.
you just gotta
here.
avoid it. All I did was a search for horse carriage poop, and then you
Oh my God, you're probably gonna get all kinds of fetish people.
get. I know.
Yes. Oh God. Oh, even on the left hand side there on your screen, there was a woman in underwear.
Exactly.
Oh, boy.
Well, it's because of this disgusting story. Luigi Mangione lavished with $40,000 in prison cash, along with hundreds of erotic letters a day from lustful
Oh, yeah.
female fans.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
What's wrong with you?
Oh boy.
What
So
is wrong with you? Do men often write to women in jail? I guess there are some lonely people out there.
oh yeah.
Can you
Yeah.
imagine writing to someone in jail, a murderer in jail, and being like,
No. I know people write to people in the military too. That might be a better idea.
you know, when you're a man, you run into these women in your life that they love the bad boy.
Oh,
right?
most of them do.
And,
Most
and
of them do.
if you're smart, you're a good guy and you just pretend so that you can have a good date. But
Yeah. I was reading, why is it that women are attracted to bad boys? And one idea is that if you're a person who always feels bad for everything and you feel guilty, it's a breath of fresh air to be with somebody who does not feel guilty. They almost like provide you with relief.
well, they also provide you with like not holding you accountable for your vices or sins.
Yeah. So like for them, it's almost like they can just, take that burden off their shoulders and be with somebody finally who's carefree and who's not going to judge them and who's just even more crazy than them. So that person doesn't have to feel as bad about themselves.
So here's the trend. Italian brain rot. One character that they narrate these AI-generated hybrids in a pseudo-Italian voiceovers. So it's me, Mario. Eat a spaghetti.
I've never seen this before.
This is brand new. Italian brain rot. So this is the mainstream among Gen Alpha and the meme economy. It's like skibbity toilet. Like this is we're having to put up with their the brain rot. So one character whose name is Ballerina Cappuccina has a cappuccino for a head and 55 million TikTok views. That's mainstream. So the tagline today is we're covering essentially a viral vacuum. That's occurring. The silence, the spaces between trends.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to pick apart. Because in that emptiness, something shall grow. Are we ready? Let's do it. 10 facts. Oxford's word of the year 2024, brain rot.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it was a word chosen due to its surge in use, up 230% from 2023 to 2024. The definition brain rot refers to low quality, trivial digital content that degrades attention and intellectual engagement. Think horse poop on the face, make me laugh kind of stuff. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
Like idiocracy.
Yeah, I mean, even before AI, there were silly videos. I used to watch one, it was like cartoons, and there's one that makes me laugh where this boy is at Disney World and he's like trying to get his picture taken and he just like can't keep his eyes open and the dad's like, open your eyes, we're at Disney World. And it's like, things have always been funny, even before AI, and then they're mindless. We've always been attracted to mindless things, I think.
Well, whenever you see another aspect of this that's important is that it's nonsense, whatever it is that they do, like skibbity toilet. A major component of brain rot is that whatever the meme is or whatever the characters are, they have to be deliberately nonsense.
Yeah.
But I remember we used to watch Ethan and Gila Klein from H3H3. And remember she was in the IDF and he was kind of like a chubby guy and they used to do like these funny videos that we would watch. But you would remember him if I showed him to you. But they talked about whenever you see something on the internet and it doesn't make any sense, it's kids. It's kids.
Right. Yes. And a lot of compilation videos nowadays of like the funniest videos, they make no sense.
Yeah.
We don't find them funny.
Yeah. It'll just be like a culmination of things that kids like. It'll be like a Tyrannosaurus Rex with a laser on its head shooting a great white shark that has a machine gun, and just something insane that's completely bonkers. And it's kids. Like they get it because they like, maybe it has Captain America's shield in it or Spider-Man or whatever.
Oh, for sure.
One of the big reasons for YouTube, the great demonetization a while ago is because of like not just the brain rot, but it used to be that anybody could make kids content. Yeah. And they made a lot of like, sexual content for kids that was like Spider-Man and Elsa and they're like humping and it's weird.
Oh my God.
For kids.
Oh, what?
Yeah, it was in the kids stuff. And so they had a huge controversy and a backlash because advertisers didn't want to advertise on kids videos that had that kind of content.
Oh my gosh.
And what they've just found, they cracked the code, is that you could get kids to watch anything as long as it has their favorite characters in it. And then you could get rich. And so a lot of people were creating this kind of content. Well, it's gone from that, where at least they were deliberately producing skits and coming up with concepts to entertain kids while wearing a Spider-Man and Elsa costume. But it was brain rot when you watched it, trust me. But now the kids are so brain rotted that it's like there's no substance whatsoever.
Right, they're not learning
anything.
Right.
Their only thing that they're learning how to do is click like, share, follow. It's because of our culture, it's so scattered. We don't all watch the same television channels anymore.
No.
We don't have where's the shared culture in the United States? Hollywood isn't really producing anything of value.
Right.
Where 2024, 2025, essentially they're calling this year, especially the summer, brain rot because it's a cultural desert to some degree. I mean, I know that the ladies are really excited about Taylor Swift, and trust me, her contributions to our culture are immense. And deserve to be studied, and she will be talked about in future generations.
She is a worldwide phenomenon.
She is a global phenomenon. She's now a citizen of the universe, you might say. So congratulations, Taylor Swift. We won't be dissecting the Taylor Swift phenomena right now. I know that they say you're going to say, well, what about Taylor Swift? Ladies, it's not always all about you.
Right.
Okay, so unless between going to Taylor Swift contests and writing letters to Luigi Mangione, ladies, it's really hard to get interested.
Yeah, that really is sad, though, that it's harder and harder to relate to other people.
Yeah.
Because we have less and less things in common. Like in terms of music, even. So many musicians nowadays were on TikTok, and now they're musicians. So if you don't watch TikTok, you would have no idea who these musicians are.
Yes. I know. That's the thing, is if you don't use the TikTok, then you're not down with that alpha meme culture.
I almost feel like TikTok is what has led to a lot of this.
Correct.
Truly.
You said it. I didn't have to, Stephanie. That was going to be the next point.
Because I've never had TikTok before, not even for a moment of my life.
Yeah. Younger audiences embrace nonsense as aesthetic. The content is shared absurdity. One game that they play, a Roblox game, is called Steal a Brain Rot. It's a virtual game where players steal these meme characters. And if anybody, these games are so tightly regulated and controlled by their communities that if you abuse your powers as an admin in these groups, it causes huge outrage amongst the community. Oh my God. So that the Roblox Steal a Brain Rot game that they've created, which is all these characters nonsense, it's dead serious. We are not going to be that dead serious when we play our game at the end of the show today, but the admin's decision is final. This is not a democracy. It's the great grift off Liberty Loot Live. Keep making those Rumble Rant donations, guys, because every time that you make a contribution to the show this morning, you are going to unlock that $100 level bonus content phase 1. So let's get there. We're halfway there now, but every person who does make a donation today to the show is also entered to play our game. It's not the brain rot game. We're going to play Halloween trivia at the end of the show. Everybody's going to get a code to their phones. You're going to text us at the phone number below, 573-319-1586. You'll get your entry code. You'll be able to play on your phone at home, a trivia game with the rest of the audience. It'll be live on the show. You win real prizes on the show today. So make a Rumble Rant donation live right now, or go to forlibertyshop.com. That's the number 4libertyshop.com. And when you do, you guys can get an entry just by buying an item of merch or perhaps a box of coffee, whatever you'd like, from the Grift Shop at forlibertyshop.com. Get your entries, play the game. If you have questions, BB for Liberty will drop the link to the how the game is played. He will drop it in the chat. And let's keep donating, growing the For Liberty Network live. It's time for Justin.
Oh, yay. Oh, I just want to say Dad Bod Baboon says MTV is closing its doors, and I am seeing some truth too.
There you go.
They're definitely going dark on a lot of channels, wow.
It's the end of an era. Culture of MTV is out. Music videos are out. Cultural brain rot is in. We'll be right back with Justin Petersen. It's the Wake Up America show, and you're watching the For Liberty Network.
The Founding Fathers dreamed of liberty, they forgot one thing: coffee. Introducing Founding Flavors Coffee, the brew that built America, and the brew that's fueling a new revolution, one kitchen at a time. Small batch roasted, Patriot approved, and disappearing faster than a red coat at Yorktown. Don't get left behind, soldier. Real patriots are starting their mornings with Founding Flavors, and trust us, freedom tastes better with a fresh cup in your hand. Stop drinking those tyrant brews who take your money and don't support your values. Stocks are limited, demand is booming, and your morning deserves a taste of liberty. Order now at forlibertyshop.com before the next shipment gets signed, sealed, and sold out. Founding Flavors Coffee, the official brew of morning rebellions everywhere. Get yours at forlibertyshop.com. Look, not all t-shirts are created equal. Some just sit there. Others start conversations. The ones at forlibertyshop.com, they raise eyebrows, win arguments, and occasionally get you banned from PTA meetings. Whether you're repping freedom, mocking tyrants, or just making the left squirm, we've got the gear that says what you're thinking. Loud, proud, unapologetic. Grab yours today at forlibertyshop.com because your shirt should speak louder than your neighbor's bumper sticker.
Here at Alligator Alcatraz, the fence keeps them in. But slip up, and you're on my plate.
Looks like breakfast is making a run for it. We got 3 hot meals trying to check out early from Alligator Alcatraz.
They can splash, they can sprint, but there's no escaping Alligator Alcatraz. Caught 2.
The third?
The swamp's got its own way of catching runaways.
Mama was wrong. Gators don't need toothbrushes. Just an honest job making America great again.
Imagine bringing George Washington back to life. Just to explain that in 2025, men can get pregnant, waving an American flag might offend someone, and our government is $34 trillion in debt. But that's not all, George. We have drag queen story hour for toddlers, pronouns are mandatory, and Harvard can't define woman. Oh. And we send billions to Ukraine but can't fix potholes in Ohio. You know, just normal modern empire stuff. I'm sure he'd be totally cool with it. Right after he finishes reloading. He didn't cross the Delaware for this nonsense, but you can carry on the fight with gear that would have made King George cry. Shop bold, shop free, shop forlibertyshop.com.
Are you tired of the strange radioactive effects of leftist culture? Do you ever wonder what happened to good old-fashioned American values? Well, fear no more, because there's a new force fighting back against the cultural rot of today. Introducing Culturama, a right-of-center talk show that's taking back the future today. Hosted by none other than blonde bombshell herself, Daniela Pensack. She's not just talking, she's taking culture back. With sharp takes, brilliant guests, and a few surprises along the way. Tune in to the live video podcast twice a week, because the future doesn't have to be weird. It can be Culturama.
If there wasn't going to be somebody who was a fiery champion of liberty, somebody who would get out there and who would be aggressive, and if they wouldn't do it with more fire or passion than I had, then I would go and I would fight this battle for us. I've fought for the principles that we all share. Parties tend to be secondary to me. We're here because we believe in the principles of liberty. I am not a perfect messenger, but I think I'm a damn good one. This is a replica of our first president's flintlock pistol. You have my full support, my respect, and my gun.
I think that the heart of my philosophy is much more libertarianism than well, that's the fashionable word these days, I guess. A conservative is no longer just that. He's a libertarian and always has been.
Yet any time you and I question the schemes of the do-gooders, we're denounced as being against their humanitarian goals. They say we're always against things, we're never for anything. What is fascism? Fascism is private ownership, private enterprise, but total government control and regulation. Well, the trouble with our liberal friends is not that they're ignorant. It's just that they know so much that isn't so. If we lose freedom here, there's no place to escape to. This is the last stand on earth. This is the issue of this election. Whether we believe in our capacity for self-government or whether we abandon the American Revolution and confess that a little intellectual elite in a far distant capital can plan our lives for us better than we can plan them ourselves.
The conservative, so-called, is the one that says less government. Get off my back, get out of my pocket, and let me have more control of my own destiny.
I give way to the honourable gentleman.
There is no doubt that the Prime Minister has in many ways achieved substantial success. The economy. There is one statistic that I understand is not, however, challengeable, and that is that over her 11 years, the gap between the richest 10% and the poorest 10% in this country has widened substantially.
That's right.
How can she say at the end of her chapter of British politics that she can justify many people in a constituency such as mine being relatively much poorer off, much less well housed, and much less well provided than it was in 1979? Surely she accepts that is not a record that she or any Prime Minister can be proud of.
Mr. Speaker, all levels of income are better off than they were in 1979. But what the honourable member is saying is that he would rather the poor were poorer, provided the rich were less rich. That way you will never create the wealth for better social services as we have. And what a policy! Yes, he would rather have the poor poorer, provided the rich were less rich. That is a Liberal policy. Yes, it came out, he didn't intend it to, but he did. I give way to the honourable gentleman.
I'm extremely grateful. The Prime Minister is aware that I detest every single one of her domestic policies and have never hid that.
And I think that the honourable gentleman knows that I have the same contempt for his socialist policies as the people of East Europe who have experienced it have it for
Yes. Tell him, Maggie.
I think I must have hit the right nail on the head when I pointed out that the logic of those policies are they'd rather have the poor poorer. Once they start to talk about the gap, they'd rather the gap were that. Down here. That.
Yes.
Not that.
Yes.
But that. So long as the gap is smaller, so long as the gap is smaller,
Order on the Wake Up America show. Order. It's Freedom Family Friday. Could, with a little bit of luck, we'll have my brother Justin Petersen. Justin, or shall I say Eliza Doolittle. Justin, gone. Justin Petersen on the show.
Oh, never in a month of Sundays.
Oh, Justin, have you ever developed a cockney?
Yes, wouldn't it be lovely?
Wouldn't it be lovely? The rain in Spain stays mainly on the plane.
George would like to be part of this conversation.
Oh, I'm British.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
He's not Cockney, though. He's high British. He's like, oh, yes.
Oh, yes. He used to have tea with the Queen.
Yes, high British.
Yeah, before he came to our house, he used to be very close with the Queen and King over there.
That's received pronunciation. That's what they call that. The high British, the posh British accent is called RP. Received
British.
And then there's the old money British.
Yes.
We watch this lady on YouTube and she talks about old money.
Yes, she does. That's really good, Stephanie. That's really good. No joke.
That'll be our next dog's voice.
Old money. British. Yes, we have to be an English bulldog, I think, for that one. Justin, welcome to the show. You know what it is. It's anarchy here.
It's been a chaotic morning. You know, you were talking a minute ago about this lack of shared culture, and it reminded me of growing up in elementary school. And I can remember, I think it was either my third grade teacher or my third or fourth grade teacher wrote on the chalkboard that The Wizard of Oz was going to be on that night. And like just the idea that we all would come together around like Christmas specials or like TV specials or things like that, and you would get most of the people in America like sharing that exact experience. That you're right. Like that sense of shared culture has just atomized in a big way.
It's a shame too, because we used to all have something in common to talk about in order to break the ice, to talk with strangers. It's like, did you see this happen? Did you see that happen? Nowadays, you really only see that maybe with like some major sports, but and maybe a television show might be able to break out, and you could say, okay, well, everybody's seen Game of Thrones or The Office or whatever. But how do you make crack jokes with people if they haven't got the inside joke, right? Everybody's sort of in their communities, and you're only laughing, you're only crying, you're only really emoting with people who can share your culture, because it's a microculture, it's a niche.
Right.
And I'm just thinking, in 50 years from now, and everybody looks back, what will be nostalgia for them? Will it be thinking about TikTok? Will it be thinking about memes? It's like, what are the things that will come to mind when they feel all fuzzy inside and nostalgic?
Being in their bedrooms. I mean, we used to go to the mall. We used to leave our houses. Teenagers today are pretty close to home. They don't go very far.
Yeah, they're just going to have a shrine of all of their old cell phones just in a line there. Oh, I remember you. I miss you.
Cultural exhaustion. Commentators argue we're overhyped, overproduced, and overpromised. Now we're settling into a drift culturally, Justin. It feels like that.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we can't even agree on things that happen in real life. I mean, we can't even see reality. We don't even see reality the same way, which is terrifying. So we don't have a shared sense of what's real.
Yeah. I mean, everybody sees the Middle East conflict in a very different way.
When I look back on Margaret Thatcher and I think about that time period, there was a Ronald Reagan commercial that played just before she came on. There was a much more unified Western culture. There were people who disagreed with Ronald Reagan on things. Of course, he had his opponents, even within his own party. But there was a much more sort of like, there was a solidarity in the United States and in more Western cultures. The UK feels as if it's actually been invaded as surely as when the Normans took over England, Justin. The French rule England, now the Mohammedans rule.
The 1066, man. I went to if you've ever seen the Bayeux tapestry, it's this enormous tapestry that was made of the conquest, the Norman conquest in 1066. It's an incredible work of art. I got to go see it when I was in France, when I was in college. Yeah, it's a quiet invasion, basically. It's just been a quiet invasion. And
I have been enthralled by some videos that I have been watching, and I don't know if it's like maybe like the French bowman in my ancient history somewhere back there who probably, to defend the Alsace-Lorraine, took up a bow and fought the Englishmen, perhaps.
The Franks,
But I mean, I feel this urge to defend Western civilization when I see it falling to powers that it's been at war with for centuries, millennia. My sort of, my inner French bowman rises up to some extent, right? And maybe that's just the warrior in me in general, but to some extent, I see us as on the defensive with this, and that some of this is psychological warfare. And plenty of domestic enemies, but also plenty of foreign enemies. And I think that the division that we have right now, I do think that that's coming from TikTok. I do believe that the Chinese are manipulating these algorithms against us. I think so. Zuckerberg wants to make money too, so he's probably brain rotting us. But isn't this also potentially malevolent?
Oh, I think so. Do you think China wants to see us successful, or Russia? They don't want us successful. And there's a quote, and I don't remember who said it, and you'll have to, forgive me for not being able to attribute it. But America will never be invaded or destroyed from without. We will commit suicide. That's how our empire will fall. Huh?
A civil war.
We'll destroy ourselves from within. We won't be destroyed from without. We'll destroy ourselves from within.
That's what happens when you have everything.
Yeah.
What kind of American? It reminds me. Are you? It reminds me of that. What were the beautiful rats where they gave them everything? A perfect utopia of rats.
Yes.
And they all killed each other, and they
started excessively grooming themselves, like being beautiful. They were like,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, they become obsessed with their appearances. They created cliques for the most beautiful rats, and they only bred amongst the most beautiful rats.
Horrifying.
What's amazing is that like you see that kind of tendency towards eugenicism in some ways amongst the animal community, where a self-selection. Humans do it all the time, and some in peaceful ways, and some in non-peaceful ways. But that eugenicism leads to an inbreeding, which leads to societal collapse. And we certainly have intellectual inbreeding, and we have too much inbreeding just of thoughts within these isolated insular communities. Would you say I'm correct?
Oh, 100%. I mean, we've often talked about this idea about diversity and diversity, as long as people look different. But if they're not about thinking, right? There's no diversity of thought. There's no diversity of opinion. And that's my grave concern, obviously, with academia. When academia loses one particular way of, like the Republican or the conservative view, regardless of how you feel about conservatism or whatever, it deserves a place at the table, because we need, and I want, in a culture, I want the ability to have a very robust error correction system, right? That we can error correct things. When you only have one particular viewpoint, there is no way to correct errors, right? If you've seen that image of the right and the left, and the fact that the left is much more uniform in terms of their ideological beliefs versus the right. There's an image of that came out like a week ago or two. The right is much more scattered in terms of their diversity of opinions.
Yes, I saw that.
Things. And the left is not. And that's why so many people like myself, have gotten pushed out of the left, because when you don't sort of conform to every single tenet of their faith, they're like, get out of here. We don't want you here. That's a really dangerous thing, because you can't error correct ideas, because when it becomes about group conformity, or as I like to call it, sociocentrism, right? When it becomes about sociocentrism, there's no way to fix problems, because people who say this is wrong are told, oh, you're just anti this, or you're a phobe, or you're an ist, or you're a whatever. And societies don't do well when we don't have robust systems of error correction.
Well, and here's the thing, and I feel like maybe that way of thinking can also go too far, because I want to be open-minded, Justin. Sure. I want to be tolerant and be able to live in peace. But then we have representatives like Ilhan Omar, who is here to be featured. I shall play this clip of her. She's talking about the president of Somalia. Here, Ilhan Omar talking about the president of Somalia at a Minneapolis rally. This is how she refers to him. Take a listen.
I'm very
honored to have the chance that our president of Somalia, our president Hassan Sheikh Mohamud, give him a warm welcome, Minneapolis. And she goes on to talk about her special relationship with the president of Somalia. I call him uncle, he calls me his girl. Welcome to your home, our home is your home. No, it's effing not.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
He's the president of Somalia. He's not your president at all.
Correct.
This person should not be allowed to serve in the House of Representatives of the United States with a dual allegiance.
I completely agree.
Yeah,
I completely agree. This is what happens when you don't really I hate to say this because it's not going to sound very, classical liberal of me. When you don't force assimilation.
Yeah. Or require
you have
it.
to
How's
assimilate.
That? Require.
You have to assimilate. I'm so sorry. You can keep parts of your culture, you can keep things that you love, but you must assimilate into the culture that you're coming into. We can't have this. I mean, I just saw that is it Michigan or Minnesota? They have rescinded public noise ordinances in these cities so that they can have the Muslims call the Muslims to prayer 5 times a day.
Oh, that's in Dearborn, Michigan, I believe.
Yeah,
absolutely 5 times a day,
not.
even at 3 a.m.
Right, they have to pray.
That's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so put on a effing headset.
Well,
they've got nice ones. Bluetooth. Welcome to the United States.
Bluetooth all the Muslims in the town, but buzz their phones.
Yeah, put it in a headset in your ear.
I'm really trying to process all of this, so I don't have a full opinion. But is it okay if I just say your local government? Leave it to your local government, because I know there are cities that have one certain ethnicity there. So, like Dearborn, Michigan, they pretty much have Middle Eastern people there. So it's like, should that just be up to that local government there? If people all
No,
vote
because
on
we
it
have
and want
separation
it?
of church and state.
Let me
We have
read
separation
something.
of
Let me
church
read
and
something,
state.
and I want to go back to this. Please put a bookmark, guys, in those thoughts. The phrase "melting pot," often used to describe the assimilation of immigrants into a unified American culture. Unified has roots in the 18th century, but was popularized in the 20th century. The concept of cultural fusion first appeared in writings. French-American immigrant who wrote Letters from an American Farmer described America as a place where individuals of all nations are melted into a new race of men. The exact term melting pot gained widespread use through the 1908 play The Melting Pot by Israel Zangwill, a British Jewish playwright and Zionist. The play, which premiered in Washington, D.C., portrayed America as a crucible where immigrants from various backgrounds, particularly Europeans, shed their old identities to form a new homogenous society. Teddy Roosevelt attended the opening and praised it, helping to cement the phrase in American discourse. The most important part of that, though, is that you had to shed your old culture. You had to let go of that old culture.
I like that.
I do. I like that.
I like
I do.
Chinese restaurants. I like Indian restaurants. I like going to cultural festivals
But
here in America.
those are all compatible. Those are all compatible with American values. Those are all nothing with there.
So they should be able to practice those things.
They should be able to practice those things, but you can't practice Sharia law in America.
No, you can't influence the legal process here. But I think they should be able to pray how they want. They should be able to wear what clothes they want.
No one's denying that, but they cannot take away the rights of others simply for the fact of it's not a religious liberty to blast a Muslim call to prayer at 3 a.m.
Right. It's the separation of church and state. I agree with that.
Well, that's not just a separation of church and state.
Yeah.
That's a basic violation of my property rights.
It's an ordinance of noise.
That's a noise ordinance.
Right. But again, I believe in local governments.
I do too, but the reason that the higher governments exist is to overrule the local governments when they're also not protecting your rights. If our local government of Cole County here outlawed small businesses and said no streaming is allowed, and the state would overrule
Then
them.
we'll move.
No,
That's
we're not.
the beauty
No.
of small government is you
we-
can move somewhere where you like the government.
We pay property taxes in this county. We have a stake in this county. We own property in this taxes. You move if you don't like it. This is you have to fight for your freedom. And locally
even if
is the
there
first
were
part.
100, even if there were 100 Muslims in Dearborn, let's say, just I'm using numbers. If there were 100 Muslims in Dearborn, Michigan, and there was one, let's say, white Christian, the government has a right to has a mandate to protect the rights of the minority of that one person against the 100 people that live in that town. That's the right. That's how our whole system of governance was set up, so that we didn't have mob rule, that we don't have demagoguery in cities in our country, which is why our system of governance is not a democracy, because that would be pure democracy.
You're placing too much emphasis on the process, right? The local government, but local government, federal government, it can all be tyrannical. What matters is the outcome. Do we have a libertarian outcome? And you certainly you're not at liberty to. If I were to go right now and turn on our loudest speaker and point it towards our next door neighbor, what do you think our neighbor would do? Well, how do you think he'd react if we did something like that?
Oh, right. They'd be very upset. And I agree with you shouldn't impinge on somebody else's rights. Sure. Infringe, I mean. So I agree with that part. But, just other, cultural practices that wouldn't violate somebody else's rights. Sure. I'm fine with that.
Same. I would agree. Like if it
so
doesn't
sure, the
break
noise
my leg
thing, that's
but
probably
that was never
not
the
okay.
discussion. The discussion is, should someone who has a dual loyalty be able to serve as a representative of the people who... No. You cannot serve. You cannot have dual loyalty in the United States. I don't like the idea of dual loyalty.
No, but she might help us create alliances with other countries, right?
But exactly, to our detriment, right? They love every terrorist they've ever seen. These people want you dead, Stephanie.
Right.
Yeah, they want you dead, and they want Hazel dead. They want your mother.
Let's review her
dead.
remarks about. Let's review her remarks about Charlie Kirk in the Methodist Church or whatever that she was.
They
in
want
a
us
couple
dead.
weeks ago.
Yeah.
They want you dead. Yeah.
It's like I'd be happy if we had these people who had connections in this other country, but also had America, who wanted to benefit America too. Like that would be great.
It would be
then
great.
Maybe we could have some nice alliances going on.
It'd be great if I had $1 million, but wishes were horses, beggars were dogs.
I also want to say that anyone who is a student of world history, as I love to be, can realize without any problem that diversity is not a strength. Diversity has been the cause of destruction and death and the spilling of blood for centuries. It's only in the United States of America that diversity has been allowed to coexist with each other. People have been allowed to coexist. This does not happen in world history, nor does it happen really in any other part of the world. It's really just our country that people are able to have a multiplicity of, cultures and things mix in one place. My personal view is that that is because of the undergirding of the founding principles that we have in our nation and how we have structured our Constitution and our views about individual rights and freedoms. That wouldn't exist in a culture that didn't have those principles or values. So we're doing something that really has not ever been done in the history of the world.
Justin Petersen, ladies and gentlemen, that's my brother. He joins us on Freedom Family Friday. We are the Fighting Petersens. There's Fighting Sullivans and there's Fighting Petersens. And we fight for liberty on this show and on our For Liberty network. Click the like button if you haven't already, guys. There's 100 people watching us live. That's crazy. Yes.
They like this conversation. It's very dramatic.
We're talking about brain rot. We're talking about Western civilization. We're talking about Islam. We're talking about the clash of civilizations. We're talking about immigration, melting pots. We're talking about what it means to be an American. And I'm going to be talking about that in Colorado tomorrow night, Saturday night in Denver, my old party. But first, I just want to remind everybody, we are almost to the bonus content level. We're $88 raised towards $100. I'm so excited, Stephanie.
Yay!
And we're going to have so much fun at the end of the game. Justin's even going to play. We're all going to play some We're going to have a Halloween party trivia game. Now, here's the thing. It's not just trivia. There's also other little prizes, little games in there, and we're going to be giving away prizes, and one lucky winner is going to go home today with something real nice from the shop, but everybody's a winner today who plays. So get your entries in, get your entry tickets, make a Rumble rant in the shop. Justin's already done one, so he's going to get a code here texted him from Brad soon. If you have made a donation already, guys, don't forget you need to get your code. Brad's going to send it to you. I'm building the show right now, or the game right now. You should get your code here in a few minutes. If you haven't already, you got to see the phone. You got to text the phone number. Say, hey, let's play 573-319-1586. That text line will send you your code. And that's how we contact you to get you your prize. So send us a text. Say, let's play 573-319-1586. Just shout out your screen name or what your name is so that Brad can keep it all straight. And you will get a notification on your phone to play the game with us at the end of the show. After Justin goes, here in about 25 minutes or so, we're going to play a Halloween party game. It's going to last about 7 minutes, and you can win real prizes. We have room for up to 50 players. So get your tickets right now.
People are asking about your glasses, Austin. Would you like to tell them a little more?
Yeah, I'm really proud of these. And honestly, people who are not glasses wearers, they don't understand how intrinsic this is to your life.
Yeah.
Everything that you see are through these lenses. This is how you perceive the world. So people who have worn glasses their whole life, like me, they have special certain feelings about them. But when you're young and you're poor, you can't afford nice glasses. You get what you can get. When you get a little older, you can finally get the glasses that you want or need. And these babies have got the most important for the stream is that they don't do the light reflection.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because when you see, like Justin, you can see that ring light behind his head. But if he was wearing glasses, then and they didn't have that coating, then you might see that ring. Now, right now, if I kind of turn, there you can go. You can see the ring light right there in that lens. But it would be much brighter and stronger if you didn't have that coating. Mm-hmm. Plus, there are transitions, and it transitions to my birthstone. So a beautiful purple color. Mm-hmm. And they also have this progressive lens effect because let's GD it, I'm getting old. I can't read. So
It's awful. I have to take my readers with me now everywhere I go. And now I have reader sunglasses. So I wear a pair of sunglasses that have readers at the bottom. So that's fun.
Yeah, I've had glasses my whole life, and I was wearing contacts when I was 14 because, I want to look cute. I want to look like, I want to look like a nerd.
I think your glasses look really cute. I like guys who look smart.
You just want to bang me 24 hours a day. Come on.
Of course. The thing is, I was a kid. I have astigmatism, and I've had glasses since I was in second grade. I really don't need to wear them because I can see just fine. But I always thought that I felt smarter with glasses on. It's like a psychological trick.
Well, not to be weird or anything, to take this in a crazy psychotic left turn, but I mean, the Khmer Rouge, the communists who took over Cambodia after the Vietnam stuff, the Khmer Rouge literally murdered people that wore glasses because they thought that they were intellectuals. This was the communist revolution. They thought that you were an intellectual, so they would murder you. They didn't want any intellectuals, right? In order to take us back to day zero.
Right. You can't have error correction from smart people.
Right. But these have the progressive effect, Justin. I've never worn progressive lenses. So rather than bifocals, where you remember Grandma Hazel used to have at the bottom of her lens, the grandma glasses. These have that, but they're progressive. So like there's zones of vision.
So it's like an ombre.
Yeah. You're trying
like
to
an
see,
ombre shirt.
Yeah, it's like if you want to see long distances, you kind of like just tilt a little bit, and then if you want to read up close, you just kind of like tilt back. I don't know. I kind of like it, but the transitions, the being able to wear sunglasses, because when you wear glasses, you can't wear sunglasses. Right. Or remember the clip-on things from like Chris Farley? Did you ever have those, Justin? Did you ever have like those frames that clipped on your glasses and your sunglasses?
Oh, listen, we went to Grandview at Truman Corners. We got all of our glasses at Pearl Vision. Pearl Vision.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know if that exists anymore.
I remember Pearl Vision.
This was the 80s. So I got the most honkin' pair of glasses that you've ever seen. And this was the time where you could get the glasses shaded in color. So you could get them like, like you're saying, like in purples or blues or... I got mine in brown. Okay, so I got like an ombre brown.
So it was like a filter of brown that you saw.
Yeah, it's like a brown filter on the lens.
Yeah, so
oh my gosh.
you didn't see anything. I mean, yeah, you looked normal, but it was just like had a little color on it, So, and then one of the bottom corners, Mom at Pearl Vision, they used to have little gold sticker icons that you could put on your glasses. So you could put like, I don't know, a little music note or a little present or, different thing. So Mom got a little horse. She got a little gold horse.
Oh my gosh.
And put it on my glasses right there. So then I had a little horse on. And there's some picture of me in elementary school where I've got that little horse on my glasses there. But I was fashion forward with my horse.
Well, I just always was, felt more confident when I wore my contact lenses, because when you have glasses, when you sweat, you get oil. Your face gets oily. So your glasses, when you get any activity going up, right, you feel like you need to take them off because they just greasily slide down your nose.
Or if you walk into, like, let's say you walk into a temperature changed room from one room or inside to outside, your glasses would fog up. Like if you go outside all of a sudden from the indoors in the wintertime and your glasses fog up and you're like, So, yeah, it's being on stage too was a part of that too, because you can't always wear glasses on stage because not every character you play is going to have glasses. So
yeah, you
have to make do with getting glasses. But now I'm at the place where they've told me, you're done. They're like, we can't do anything for you. You've hit your limit. And I'm like,
Aww.
What? Because I have an astigmatism too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I come from a long line of blind people.
Same. We're just all over here hoping that Hazel has good eyes, because Steffi has pretty good eyes, but mine are just trash. So, for those of you who have good eyes and can see, you should see a text message coming to your phone soon. We are going to be playing a game in about 25 minutes. Halloween games. It's party games, mini games, trivia, Minesweeper, like just a fun little Halloween themed game at the end of the show. And you can win real prizes. So how do you enter to win? Just drop a Rumble rant. Even $1 will get you a prize no matter what, because everybody's a winner. And we're going to play no matter what. We're almost to the level. We've raised $88 so far. So we probably are going to have a lot of people playing. We've got up to 50 slots for people who want to play with us today. It's going to be a lot of fun. And you can win prizes from the shop, little gifts, and everybody's going to get something. So keep those Rumble rants coming. I know Camellia wants to play. She's been playing party games with us on Freedom Arcade, which is tonight, Friday night.
Yep. The party continues.
Party continues tonight at 8 p.m. Then 5 hours later, I got to get on a flight to Colorado. But
I have a question.
Is this your economic thing?
Yeah, I'm giving a speech on libertarian nationalism.
I was just thinking about this, just to go back to that topic we were talking about. How do you feel about church bells ringing throughout a community that are very loud?
Annoying, but can tolerate it because it's musical and beautiful.
It's also not vocal.
Okay.
It's not vocal. It's like if someone's like yelling in a speaker or something at random parts of the day, I think that's annoying.
Yeah.
If I live nearby.
Plus
you
it
guys
tells-
are
plus it
using your
tells
bias
time.
about what is annoying versus what is not. So you're okay with very loud church bells.
If it was too loud in a community neighbor, I might have a problem with it. But the fact that we
Yes.
just hear it like drifting farther away doesn't bother me too much. If I
Well,
lived
there's like my church
Yeah.
downtown. I go to the Church of the Advent in Boston, and they have bell ringers, and they have bells that have been there since the 1800s.
Right.
And it's
yeah, and it's
literally
not
like
at
if you
3 a.m.
No, it's not at 3 a.m. It's like at 8 o'clock, it's like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning. And these people go in and they are like, it's like a team effort to watch these people like ring these bells. It's like, I don't know, maybe 8 or 10 people. And they like, it's wild, but it isn't, it's not something that's going on all the time. It's not,
Right.
because the thing is
So
that Islam is 5 times a day,
Yeah.
5 times a day.
But I'm just saying, like, if people make exceptions for one religion, you
that's-
know, you
that's
got to
a-
make sure that you're looking at the situation.
No, but no,
know,
I don't
clearly.
have to. I don't have the government has to look at all religions the same, but I don't have to. I can admit that there are certain religions that are culturally in line with American. I think Judaism is almost even more American than Christianity in some ways. That's a controversial point of view. I could defend it, but I don't want to have a 45-minute long theological discussion
Right.
here. But I will just say that Christianity and Judaism are compatible with the types of society that we have here, and in ways that Islam is not. And different nations, different cultures have different traditions. There are different legal backings to that. Everybody should have equal protections under the law to an extent, but it doesn't mean that I can't say in my community I'm not going to tolerate 6 Muslim calls to prayer, but if they ring the church bells at 10 a.m. Is that a double standard to some extent?
It is.
I don't think so. No, because they're not doing it in the middle of they're doing it in the middle of
but
night.
the noise itself, that's a double standard.
To some
you're not
extent.
okay with their noise, but yet for some other noise, you're
I
okay.
think unfortunate as it may be, I think because I have to accept certain double standards because of life's nature, I don't think I'm going to get to live in a perfect world, but I want to live in the best world, and I think the West is the best. It's
I just
me.
wanted to be devil's advocate here. And
I appreciate that, though. Honestly,
Yes.
I do
Helps me.
appreciate it.
I do
no,
too.
I want the see what you're doing here is just what I talked about, Steffi. It's this idea of error correction, right? You're like
Yeah.
you're basically saying, well, what about this? And I'm like, and if we all agreed, and it would be great, but we wouldn't hear what maybe could be alternative views. So I think it's important. But I love that. I always when I lived in New Jersey, I lived near a church, and the bells would go off, but it was always melodic. It was like ding, 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 ding. And now I live over by a Catholic church over here next to me, down right across the street, and they ring the bells at noon, and I think they ring them also at 6 o'clock. And so, but it's just kind of like, and I even emailed them. Actually, it's funny you're saying having this conversation because I emailed the Catholic Church and I said, "Can you please tell me what your bells mean? Like, what do they mean? Like, what do they coincide
That's
with?"
interesting.
And
Yeah.
they're like, "Oh, we ring them for mass or we ring them for funerals. So they play when someone dies. So the bells are played when someone passes away."
Yeah.
Yeah. If I am listening to music when I'm trying to work, if the music has singing, if there's a person like vocalizing, I can't focus on anything else.
Same.
If I'm playing music while I'm working, I'll usually find a YouTube video of like some kind of like melodic, non-vocal music that goes in my background that won't interrupt or distract me from my day. If I hear a ding 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 and then followed by 10 bones and I'm not my day is not disturbed. But if I'm walking down the street and I hear 15 freaking times, then I'm going to look around and be like, well, shut the up. Somebody would put that out. I can't focus on what I'm trying to do. I'm literally trying to do anything but hear you shouting in, Swahili, Arabic.
Well, I'm just going to say to an autistic person, both sounds would be very disturbing.
Well, every minority is protected, but not from every threat in the world.
Yeah.
This is the tension.
I don't understand why in this
tension.
day and age you can't just text people, be like, "Time to come to church."
Yeah, they just need text reminders.
Yeah, literally
text reminders.
Send out a message.
Have like a ringtone on your phone playing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Have an earpiece. Everybody hears it.
I've worked with people who were Muslim, and they actually would go at work, and they would go into a particular conference room.
Bring their
I have a great idea.
Yeah.
You know what we should do is we should import pagers from Israel to all the Arab communities, And the Israeli government should provide pagers to all these people.
Oh boy.
Neocon. That's what they call me, Justin. They call me neocon because I'm not a pussy-tarian, as I like to say.
Oh. Well, I always love it when people tell me who I am. That's always my favorite thing. Tell me who I am. Will you please tell me? Oh, since you know, you just tell me. Thank you so much for telling me who I am.
I think upbringing really has to do with a lot of things because, like, I was around diversity my entire life. The schools that I went to an international academy. So literally we had Muslim people, Russian people, German people, like people from all different countries. And we were all coming together and sharing our cultures and experiences. So that may be why I'm more open-minded. Whereas if, you're more so around a more homogenous community, you're not going to be as open-minded as a kid. So I think that has to do with a lot of
which
it.
is what the Muslims are doing in these cities.
Yeah.
They are becoming homogenous.
Right. Yeah. So that's probably why I just at least look at all the different viewpoints because I'm used to doing that because I have friends of all of these different cultures and faiths.
And I think that's one of the reasons why I think when you don't have an undergirding of principles or values in a culture, then it is an anarchy situation because everybody's views are different and there's nothing binding them all together, right? Which is kind of what we're seeing. The idea of the destruction of the West is to destroy the principles that uphold the West. And when you destroy that, then it is a free-for-all. Then you do get what we're going to probably see, which is an atomization of cultures. This is, you're going to see a lack of unity in the United States because people get more atomized. And so I think that you have to have an undergirding of what we all agree to as our principles. What are the principles of our country? I mean, and nowadays I see people who are like, well, the Constitution was written by privileged white slaveholding men, and so we need to get rid of it. And I'm just like...
And they were more like Christian faith, which people were saying in the chat that our country was founded on Christian values.
We are so lucky. I say this as
Thomas
an
Jefferson was Jefferson was a deist. He did not believe in a God that interfered in the works of man. That he was apart from us and did not interfere.
He had to tiptoe around in his time.
Yeah,
with that.
And but there was a mix. It would be interesting to look at the church, affiliations of the founders to see like what were they? Like Methodist. I don't even know. Methodist must have existed in the 1700s. It was John Wesley, I think, who was an Anglican, by the way. Presbyterianism. It would have been like all the mainline faiths, but just to sort of see what everyone was thinking.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
When you don't have a system of principles, then it really kind of is anything goes. This is the thing I think I've seen with the woke stuff. The people who got pulled along with the woke stuff are people who really only had as a value system, be nice. Mm-hmm. Well, they don't understand that be nice is also how you welcome the enemy into your gates, right? You welcome it's like, oh, well, let's bring the Trojan horse into the city. Isn't this lovely? Look at this big Trojan horse.
We've got Dash over on YouTube. He's the only person who watches this on YouTube. Dash, why don't you get your butt come over to Rumble? He says, Liberty Weed, do you need a special permit to sell online like Mood? I don't know. I don't think I'm going to be getting into the marijuana business anytime soon online. But
We have a friend who's actually in the cannabis business who has a company. So you can definitely sell cannabis online.
I stayed at a Holiday Inn once, so I'm pretty cool with diversity, just not equality or inclusion.
A Holiday Inn.
Honestly, same. I'm like, can we start exclusion now? I'm ready for exclusion. I'm ready for the exclusion to happen.
Well, did you hear Ketanji Brown Jackson of the Supreme Court? She's arguing about this, the voting majority minority districts where they basically are forced by the law to have districts that are black districts carved out. Might get struck down by the Supreme Court. And she called black people, this is quote, disabled is how she referred to black people.
And yet we're the racists.
Yeah, we're the racists.
Well, I suppose they're historically disabled by definition.
They're not disabled.
But so are us Jewish people. We're historically disabled because we lost a lot of our people and now we still haven't replenished.
Then we're all disabled at that point. If everybody's a retard, no one is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've all been oppressed.
Too much victimhood. Too much victimhood going around. Too many people. It's this. and Justin, I don't know if you read that article, but it's the feminization of Western society.
Yes.
It's been, I was telling Stephanie and Verna yesterday about like men in those letters, all those things, all the Hitler jokes, all the Holocaust jokes, all the jokes about women, slaves, rape, everything. This is what men do when we're alone. And we all have these jokes and we're making the worst. We're all like competing to like make the most obscene and obnoxious joke. Right. Yes. And then a woman walks in and then it's over.
It's over.
Nobody can say a word anymore. Okay.
No, there is not one woman in the entire world who will know what it is like to be truly in the company of men. Not one woman will ever know that.
No. You could be the butchest of butch and not even be interested in men at all, but you hang out with a boys club and they will not be the same as they will when it is only we men. And we have vanishingly few spaces to have those kinds of conversations. As you can see, you can't even have them in a private chat, a Telegram chat that you thought was encrypted and protected.
What also I love, I'm sorry, I'm going to be bitchy, but did you see the physical appearance of all those dudes?
Those fat Republicans?
Oh, I only saw one of them.
There's some kind of obnoxious, like the gene. There's some kind of like young, like gene. These Republicans, there's a lot of them here in Missouri. They're huge. And when I say huge, I mean, they're like built like semi trucks, right? And they're huge, enormous guts. And it's just kind of like, where are they making you? Like,
also, when you have that much adipose tissue on your frame, you have an inordinate amount of excretion of estrogen. So those boys are girly boys.
Well, yeah, they are. They are because they don't. If you don't exercise routinely, if you don't work out your body, you don't get like the healthy
testosterone.
The healthy testosterone injections. Yeah.
The holistic people would say that there's a problem with their gut biome, which is causing them to have mental health problems. So, if they lost weight, maybe they wouldn't be in this predicament.
Yeah, it could be the Twinkies.
Yes.
Could be, maybe.
All the chemicals, the preservatives, right?
Carbohydrates. Yeah, the carbohydrates.
Junior save us from red dye.
Oh, yeah. I'm curious to hear about his opinion on this whole group chat issue.
Didn't I make the joke about the estrogen in the water supply that's turning the frickin' frogs gay? Remember?
Yeah.
I did love that essay, though, you sent me, though, because cancel culture by its nature is it's a feminization of culture.
Yeah, the great feminization above, right? It's article written by Helen Andrews. Everybody's sharing it today. It's like the hottest story, think piece people are chatting about. It's called The Great Feminization. Has wokeness gone soft? Let's talk about this article. So everybody, all the conservatives are debating this. This is a radioactive argument, okay? We are getting into... This is pure radioactive, what we're about to approach.
Well, we've got an atomic bomb here, so we're just fine.
There you go. Thank you, Steffi. You can get that one at the Griff Shop.
It's very radioactive.
You can get that at the Griff Shop. So Andrews, the writer, Helen Andrews, I've actually met her. She's a very fascinating character. I'll explain who she is later. She says, wokeness isn't Marxism or post-Obama disillusionment or even campus groupthink. It's what happens when women become the majority inside powerful institutions. As law, journalism, medicine, and academia tipped from male to female majority over the last decade, those places begin prioritizing empathy over logic, safety over risk, group harmony over conflict. In other words, society didn't just go woke, it went soft. And she starts with the 2005 Larry Summers saga at Harvard. Summers suggested men and women might differ in natural aptitude for the hard sciences. Female professors walked out, the remarks leaked, and he resigned. Andrews calls that moment year zero of cancel culture, the day that the feelings defied the data. From there, she traced how feminized workplaces, guided by HR rules and anti-discrimination law, reward emotional consensus and punish masculine traits like blunt debate or competition.
Yes.
She warns that the rule of law itself could suffer if courts adopt Title IX style, believe the feels, right? Believe the feels reasoning. And she closes with this warning. No civilization in history has ever handed this much institutional power to women. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, but we're about to find out. And go.
Fight!
I agree. Us women are very emotional, volatile creatures, especially with our menstrual cycle. I mean, we get pretty psycho, some of us. For sure. So,
Continue.
yeah, I mean,
continue. Continue.
I don't know what to do about that. You know, it's like we can't just exclude women from this earth, but I think we do need to at least be mindful of that.
I'm going to need you to go deep here, okay?
I'm processing this, so maybe Justin can start talking. I'm still processing this whole idea here.
Publication.
As a woman.
The Great Feminization. Wokeness equals demographic feminization of institutions, not ideology, she argues. Law schools became majority female in 2016, medical schools in 2019, New York Times staff in 2018, college instructors in 2023, law firm associates in 2023. Female groups seek consensus and avoid open conflict. Male groups compete, have open conflict, and then reconcile afterward. Is there a lot of reconciliation going on after females rip each other to shreds, or do they hate each other's guts for life?
Yeah, they just give each other the silent treatment and take jabs at each other behind their back.
I can't wait to talk to Colorado, because I'm going to share a story from when I ran for president and when I showed up uninvited to the debate, and I got ready to go get up on the stage, and they had microphones, and this man walks up and he gave me the microphone, and he looked me in the eye, and he said, "Austin," he said, "I think you're a real piece of shit." And I was like, wow. I said, I've had a lot of people call me a lot of evil, horrible, terrible names in my life, online all day long. And I said, but no, not one of them has ever had the guts to come and put their arm on my shoulder and look me in the eyes. And we are still friends to this day.
Oh my gosh. I would never be friends with someone like that.
Well, then doesn't that prove the whole point? No reconciliation because you didn't hash it out right there into each other's faces?
Well, they're just not worth my energy and time. I don't entertain
female
people
coded,
who
female
don't
coded,
like me.
female coded, right?
Yeah. Reputation destruction, man. I had a lady 2 weeks ago in my studio who booked a session with me, wanted a lesson, and then I read her intake form and said, the day of her lesson, and I said, listen, I want to let you know I don't actually work with beginner students. Right now. My studio is switched over to more intermediate and advanced singers. And because of the proximity of the day or whatever that she had her lesson, it wasn't what I said to her. It was that she got so mad at me. Mm-hmm. And then she went on Google Business and wrote me like a 1-star review that was so nasty in an attempt to destroy my business.
Yeah.
Right? To tear my business down. And I thought, here's the female aggression. It's reputation destruction, right? The female form of aggression is to destroy your reputation. Men will beat the shit out of you. Men will punch you in the face, and then it's over. But a woman will destroy your life.
Men destroy lives too. Look at that Gavin dude with the group chat.
Your soul. Well, he's Jewish.
I kid.
He's Jewish.
I have to be careful. I don't like anyone. So see, when people say you're a misogynist or racist, I'm like, listen, I don't like anyone. No lives matter.
There's, I think on both sides, men and women, they have emotion regulation issues.
Yeah. Well, and also men are raised by women. That's the other thing in our culture now. That has never been historically the case. Men have never been raised by women except in the last century. Once the First World War started happening, the Second World War, we moved from an agrarian society into a factory-based society. Boys left their fathers, and fathers left their sons and went to work. And then boys have been culturally raised by women for 100 years. So men only know how to operate in the sense of pleasing women and deferring to women. That's the first time we've done that in history.
I can say that being a gay man, Justin, it must be different. Kind of looking out at the hetero normative experience, as we might say, but you do spend your life as a man in this modern society, as a heterosexual man, especially, sort of with the spear's throat is always to your throat. How you can have as a gay man an instant rapport with a female. You may not, but I know they call it this kind of. There's there's a special relationship that that a gay man can have with a woman quicker than she can have with a straight man.
Correct.
And typically, mostly, you cannot be good friends with women as a straight man if it's a straight woman. I have been fortunate enough to have some monogamous, platonic. Female. I'm in a relationship and I have female friends. I've had to. That it takes a real special kind of situation for it to work out. But typically, what happens is that the women they circle the wagons in an office, and the HR department is the center of that wagon circle, and the women are always prowling the office, kind of like panthers, and they're looking for violations. And there are their simps who are there to aid, to go and tattle to them. The men who, please sir, please ma'am, may I have a crumb of pussy types. The ones that might end up trying to. The simps is the.
Well, let me put this in a historical context. I'm always loving history. The people who executed the executions in Jonestown were women. So Jim Jones was like the
pouring of the
everything.
poison down the throat.
Yeah, the women did that. The women killed the children, and they kind of forced everyone to do that.
Killed their own children.
Yeah. I mean, they were women.
Infanticide.
Women. All of the people that were the top tier people in Jonestown around Jim Jones were women.
Were they concubines?
Those were his gophers. Yes, his concubines and his gophers. It was the same thing with Charlie Manson. Right, Charlie Manson didn't even go and kill Sharon Tate and Wojciech Wachowski and all those people. He had sent Tex Watson and three other women to go and kill the people up in Cielo Drive in 1969. So a person who knows history knows that men are terrible, but also women are terrible. So it's like, great, we're all awful. But the women are wonderful. Women never do anything wrong. My mother used to mom used to be so resentful of that poem, what is it? Snakes and tails and puppy dog tails. That's what little boys are made of.
Snails, yeah.
Sugar and spice and everything nice. That's what little girls are made of. My mother hated that poem.
Why?
She was like, because she thought that was such an anti-male sentiment that girls are perfect and can't do anything wrong and they're wonderful. And I'm like, no, I'm sorry. Agrippina, the great mother of the Emperor Nero, just check out the things that she did during her reign in Rome. Women are monsters too, just as much as men are.
But we're conditioned at birth to believe that women aren't monsters, that to
Right.
trust them and to be innocent. I can't tell you how many women have hurt me, man, have done
Eileen
awful
Warnos would
things
like
to
a
me.
word. Eileen Warnos would like a word.
Yeah.
And you've also been conditioned to push down your emotions. So that's why I feel bad for men. And that might be why they're not as emotional. Because through their whole life, they're told to suck it up.
We are
Whereas us
emotional.
women, we're told, oh, here's a tissue. I'll give you a hug. Come cry with me.
We are emotional, but
Yes, you do have emotions. And
We do.
I read studies a lot, and it does show men really do have very similar emotions to women naturally.
That would not shock me.
Yes.
But what is also an iron law of nature is that a woman will not have sex with a man who is crying all the time.
Well, that's just how we, socially have been wired.
Yeah,
Well, it's resentful. It's
Yeah.
resentment. It's the whole thing with the crying is all based on resentment, female resentment. Resenting the fact that a woman feels that suddenly she's having to play the role of the man, and I
Right.
think that builds up bitterness and resentment.
Yes,
for sure.
Yeah, so any man who wishes to be a man these days has to swallow his pride, take any emotional feelings that he may have about any event, and keep them pushed down. But for all but the most serious of
Or
of
that,
woes.
and then have a great group of guy friends that you can actually talk about things with.
Yes, another thing that we're
is
missing from
important.
society. We need these men, these male groups.
Right.
Yeah. I used to prefer to talk to guys over girls about my issues just because girls are just very catty and judgmental when you tell them things. Whereas guys, you could tell them the worst evil thing under the sun and they're just like, okay, cool.
Yeah, like you were saying earlier about the gay thing, like a straight guy. Let's say a girl's in a dress in a like a department store. She's like, "Does this dress make me look fat?" The straight guy is gonna go, "No, babe, you look so beautiful. You look so wonderful." The gay guy is gonna go, "Girl, you look like a house. You need to get out of that dress." You
And
know
the
what I mean?
woman is going to be like, honey, you look so beautiful. You're a 10.
Right.
And then
I
behind
just
her
love
back,
that
she'll be like,
because-
she is a cow.
It's like that scene from White
Yes.
Chicks where he's trying on the dress and he's like, "You look so gorgeous," and she is so sexy, and she goes, "Oh yeah, look at me, my tummy time." She's like,
Yes.
"Look at me, Mr. Celluloid Fat." It really is
Right.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And men talk to each other that way too, because a girl would say to another girl, "Do I look fat?" And the girl would say, "Oh no, you look so beautiful. You look so beautiful. You're so beautiful." If a guy said to another guy, "Bro, do I look fat?" He's like, "Bro, I know 5 fat people, and you're 4 of them."
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I admire that honesty.
All right. We could do this for hours, but gosh darn it, Justin. It's the end of the
What?
show.
No.
It is the end of the show.
Did we play the game yet?
We were going to play the game, but we got to let you go in order to conduct it and make sure everybody knows what's going on. So, but you get to play. Make sure that you get the text message. Has Brad sent you a text message, Justin, for your code?
I'm getting texts from everyone but Brad.
Okay. Well, Brad should be sending out text. We're going to take a couple minutes just to kind of like tap dance a little bit so that we can get everybody who is eligible to play the game into the game. So we're about to close the entries. So if you want to get into the game and play, he says Justin hasn't texted me. BB, you gotta text Brad.
Snakes. Really?
So I'm glad this happened because
I have
now
to go into a 10 o'clock call here. You have
to play on your phone. You got to play on your phone. 573-319-1586, or you can bring it up on your computer. You go to crowdparty.app.
But I have to play in real time. I can't do it
You can do it. You can play it. Just open it up on your computer. Crowdparty.app. App.
But I have a 10 o'clock call. Does that mean I can't do it now? Damn it.
You got to be eligible. You got to be present to win.
Got to be present to win. Freak my life. Well, I have 10 o'clock. I can't.
Crowdparty.app, and you're going to get a code. But if you don't have your code and you've donated this morning and you want to play, you need to text the phone line. Justin, love you. We'll talk to you later, bud.
Drew Van Runkle says I have 10 o'clock call too. Fuck, we're at work. Well, some of us don't have the luxury of fucking anything.
Just play while just play while you're working. All right, love you, bro. See ya.
All right, love you too. I'll talk to you later.
What do you think? That looks so sexy.
Are you kidding? Hi, I'm Cellulite Sally. Look at my huge badonkey. Oh, and don't forget about me. I'm Back Fat Betty. Now, who could have said that? Oh, yeah, it's Tina the talking to me. I can't even wear a short skirt and a top without looking like a fat bitch.
Hey, she's a woman. Make her president of the United States because she's a woman.
It's all because of the Instagram models. They're doing this to her.
It's time to play a little Halloween trivia game. Let's get your codes ready. If you donated and you haven't got your code and you want to play, go to crowdparty.app. That's crowdparty.app. I've got 4 people ready to play right now. We might be missing a couple. Brad is sending out the text. How do you get your text? Send us a text at 573-319-1586. That's 573-319-1586. We've got 5 players now. We're getting ready to play. We're going to play for real prizes. And it is going to be party games. It's going to be games. If you're on your mobile device or on a computer, wherever you're at, you're going to not only see Halloween trivia, but you're also going to see like little Minesweeper games and maybe a little tic-tac-toe. And we're all playing against each other. And everybody's going to win something. But one person today is going to take home a real prize from the shop, which is any shirt that they want.
Yeah. BB for Liberty says, this is why people need 2 phones. So I guess drug dealers are probably benefiting here because they have 2 phones.
So yeah, if you're a drug dealer. So 7 players now joined out of 50. They're all in there now. At some point we do have to cut it off though. So if you're like, Austin, how do I do it? I don't have time. Send us a text, guys. If you've donated this morning to the Rumble stream at all in any way, you get a ticket. So make sure that you guys text that phone line. And 573-319-1586 is the text line. And you will get that notification. You will get a code from Brad. Now, I see we have 7 out of 50 players. I'm going to ask Brad real quick how many players we need to go. Let's see if he says, are we good to go? Brad. And it'll be up to him to decide if we're ready to close the game. He says, Andy Opperman looks like he's in. Hopefully it'll work better this time. If not, we may do 2 rounds and we'll give away a couple of grand prizes if we have time. But right now, I just want to make sure that we're serving all of our supporters and getting everybody in the chat. We've got 7 out of 50 players. Brad says we're good to go. We're good to go. Here we go. Let's start the game. Coming in and... I don't think we need that stupid music, but let's go ahead. We'll have our own music. Let's play.
Oh, that's like the goodbye music.
We'll just keep... Oh, you know what we'll do? We'll play a costume, but why? To scare the dead away, to show your wealth, to be invisible to lost souls, or show your true personality?
I honestly have no idea.
What do vampires need to drink to survive? Milk, water, alcohol, or blood?
Oh.
Too easy.
I might know this.
8 out of 8. Okay, let's go.
John Adams was the first president in the White House.
2 more rounds.
Aha.
Dad bod baboon looking strong, but Amy is just sketchy. She's right there. And Siggy's mom, she's close enough to win. If you want to keep spirits out of your home on Halloween, what should you sprinkle on your doorstep? You don't need another app, Joni. You just need a website, by the way, to play. You don't have to have an app. The app is the website, crowdparty.app.
Holy water. Oh. What? Salt is the right answer?
I didn't know that.
I thought it was holy water.
If you want to keep spirits out of your home on Halloween, what should you sprinkle? Salt? Wow. Okay.
Really?
Wow.
Well, Amy came up now.
Honestly, this last round is it. This is the last round. So let's see. Last round of trivia. Where do witches fly on Halloween? Grand Sabbat, Great Exodus, Death Rituals, or Sorcerer's Grand?
I have no idea.
Looking very good, very nice. Grand Sabbat. Wow.
Wow. See, this is not brain rot. We are expanding our brains by doing this.
Game over. Let's see. Halloween party. Amy J. Easley.
Yes, she won.
Wow,
Good
it was
job.
close. Wah, wah.
I don't think Justin was able to focus.
I don't think. He's got a meeting. So here's the thing, guys. I know Joni made a contribution. She wants to play. You don't have to download a new app. Megatron, if you contributed, then you get a pass to play. So here's the thing. I'm going to give you guys another chance. And if you want to play now, go ahead and make a Rumble rant. It can be any amount. We're going to play round 2. Amy Easley, just text Brad, text the phone line again. We're going to get you your t-shirt from the Liberty Shop. We're going to play another round 2. Everybody who plays is going to be a winner. So if you want to play, all you have to do is go to crowdparty.app. That's crowdparty.app on your phone or on your computer, and we will get you the code. How do we get your code to get in, guys? Well, it's not that hard. All you've got to do is text that phone line. Text the phone line at 573-319-1586. That's 573-319-1586. Brad will text you back. As long as you've made a contribution to the show, Brad will text you back with the code, which I'm going to give him here in just a moment. We're going to play another fun Halloween party game. So let me just give myself a second to set up the new game, and we'll get you guys your new texts.
Joni, did you reach out, text? You got to make sure Joni has her code and everything. And Mega, did you reach out? Make sure to text the line if you donated.
Text the line, and we'll send you back the code.
Yep.
Okay, we're going to do Halloween Party Pop Culture Edition. We're going to invite all the players from the last game, and you guys are going to see the questions on your devices.
Yeah, still no Joni. We don't have Joni.
That's okay.
Still.
Nobody's in. That's all right.
Okay.
I'm going to drop the code to Brad right now. Okay. And here is the code.
Oh, he just got her.
Brad got her? Good. Yep. Well, she needs the code. Andy Opperman's in, Quest is in, Frickety's in, Dadbod, Andy Opperman. So we're playing for real prizes here today, guys. So everybody's going to win something from the shop, but one person is going to win a nice prize from the shop itself, an actual product from the shop. So Halloween Party Pop Culture Edition, the pin will be sent to you. Is everybody here and everybody understands and what's going on? I've got 4 out of 50 players. Some people might have backed out and they're going to let other people try. Some people like Dirty Hippie are like, oh no, I want the prize.
This Dirty Hippie?
If you need the second code, you've got to text the show right now at 573-319-1586 in order to play the game and win real prizes. 573-319-1586 is the text line. Only people who have...
Good, Joni, you're here.
There's Joni. Nice.
We're waiting for you.
6
Here
out
we
of
go.
50. 6 players. Alien or Scream? Which horror movie has the tagline, "In space, no one can hear you scream"?
I think you know this.
Oh, yeah.
Alien. One of your favorite movies.
Good one. Yeah, absolutely. Next round, leaders board. Siggy's mom, Andy Opperman. Jonah, come on, Siggy. Trivia, get the right answer. In Beetlejuice, what word do you have to say 3 times to summon him? Beetlejuice, Ghosty, Trickster, or Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary? Oh no! Clown, you lost points if you accepted the gift. Oh, man.
Siggy's mom, I hope you didn't accept
Hope
it.
you did not accept the gift.
Oh, good.
You better hold on tight, Spider Monkey. Say it out. Say it out loud. This is the skin of a killer, Bella. Let's hear it. Which line from Twilight? You better hold on tight, Spider Monkey was the answer, and everybody got it wrong.
Aww. It's okay. These are tough.
Siggy's mom's still holding strong. Quest and Dirty Hippie fighting for first place. They're jockeying. Round 8. Which costume did Heidi Klum wear when she arrived on a stretcher to her 2022 Halloween party? A peacock, zombie bride, flayed skeleton, or a worm? Heidi Klum.
My gut is saying something, but I'm not sure on this.
A worm.
I was going to say a peacock. Okay.
Siggy's mom. She's not unchallenged. Two more rounds. Still have a chance, Quest. Which spooky TikTok audio starts with "I'm not scared of you"? Jennifer Coolidge saying hi in a demon voice, Billie Eilish whisper edit, or Kylie Jenner saying rise and shine? Spooky TikTok audio starts with.
TikTok. Again, if you're not part of TikTok, you're just not part of society. That's really sad, you know?
Jennifer Coolidge saying hi in a demon voice. Nobody got it. Literally, this is it. All right. If Siggy's mom stumbles and Quest gets it right, then he'll win. It's between the two of them. Let's go. Who famously dressed as Lil' Kim, purple pasty and all, for Halloween in 2019? Cardi B, Kim Kardashian, Beyonce, or Sabrina Carpenter? I suck at contemporary culture. I'll try and find some ancient history quizzes for next time, guys. Beyonce.
Nobody got that either. Everyone said Cardi
Which
B.
means that the game is over, and it means that
Siggy's
Siggy's mom has got it going on. Congratulations. She did it.
Hooray. Good job.
It's time to say goodbye. We've had a great show this morning. Siggy's mom, text Brad and let him know which shirt you need and what size and where to send it. Thanks for all you do. We'll see you tonight.
8 p.m.
8 p.m. And we're going to play some more party games.
Central Time.
Yeah, and I might hook up Battlefield 6 if I can, but if not, then we'll just play party games and goof off because I got a big speech tomorrow and I got to get up early. So see you guys tonight, 8 p.m. right here. Don't forget, as you exit through the Grift Shop, and we'll see you guys tonight on the Freedom Arcade. And this is the Wake Up America shows for Liberty Network.
Be free.
Mom of 2 and home health aide Alice, a pseudonym, needed to run a brief errand. She tasked her 13-year-old brother, whom she is also the caretaker for, with babysitting her nearly 1-year-old child. For this, she was placed on the state's child abuse registry. Mariel Musak, an attorney with Community Legal Services, told Alice's story during testimony before the Pennsylvania House Children and Youth Committee in favor of HB 1873, known as Reasonable Independence for Children, on October 6th. Similar bills have been passed in 11 states to date, clarifying that neglect is when a parent puts their child in obvious, serious danger, not any time they simply take their eyes off of them. As in most of the other states, the Pennsylvania bill has bipartisan sponsors: Representative Jean McNeil, D. Whitehall, who is majority chair of the committee, Representative Rick Krajewski, D. Philadelphia, and Representative David Zimmerman, R. Reinholds. Krajewski opened the hearing by noting that he'd grown up with a single mom who worked 2 or 3 jobs, and therefore, he had to get himself to school and help care for his younger sister. It really does chill me to think that, in the eyes of our state statutes, that could be seen as neglect, Krajewski said. Zimmerman recalled growing up on a farm. We'd be gone all day, he said. And we really would look out for each other. Peter Gray, a research professor of developmental psychology at Boston College and a co-founder of Let Grow, a nonprofit fighting for childhood independence, testified that an independent childhood helps inoculate kids against despair. Over the last 60 years, we've seen a gradual but overall huge decline in children's opportunities to play, roam, and generally engage in activities independent of adults, Gray said, adding that we've seen a gradual but overall huge increase in anxiety, depression, and suicide among young people. That's due to a shrinking internal locus of control, the sense that you can handle things alone, said Gray. The way you build a robust internal locus of control is by being trusted to decide some things for yourself, like how to spend your time and what you can handle on your own. But, Gray said, we're not allowing kids to do that. As constant adult supervision becomes the norm, more and more kids are being reported to the authorities. Diane Redleaf, a civil rights lawyer and Let Gross legal consultant, says that 37% of American children will be the subject of a hotline call. That number soars to 53% for African American children. Ethan Dem, a Lancaster, Pennsylvania, adoptive dad and CEO of educational publishing company Dem Learning, said he went to testify because I know firsthand about parents abusing their children and the need to intervene when that happens. Unfortunately, he continued, some people equate independence with neglect. If some passerby calls the authorities because his kids are outside, Dem said, my children are thrust into another terrifying interaction with police or child services. I also testified, reminding the committee of the Georgia mom handcuffed in front of her kids because her 10-year-old son walked to town unsupervised. I read aloud a letter from Lana Gordon, a suburban Philly mom whose sons, aged 9, 6, and 4, had been wandering and playing in the neighborhood when someone called 911. When police arrived, the boys were within 50 feet of home. Alice was eventually removed from the child abuse registry. But, Mussak said, we have seen many cases similar to Alice's. As Dem summed it up, we don't need to lower the bar for protecting kids in real danger.